Okay, so thanks so much for jumping on tonight. We have Kelly Hanner, who is 7-star qualifying, right? Or when's your qualification up?
Lauren dropped, so yeah. So I'm back to square one. So hopefully next week I'll be 7-star qualifying again. But if not, it's okay because life is good. I don't care.
Yep, it happens. But so Kelly has always been really good at just kind of making me want to be a leader before I felt like I was able to be a leader. She's been very good at, always edifying me, lifting me up, making me feel special. And, I think a lot of your limiting beliefs are within yourself that, I just don't know if I could do that. I just, maybe one day I'll be enough for that. And I'm just not good at this. And, comparing yourself to other people and things. So I just wanted to kind of have her talk to you guys about, the reason, you are a leader, the time that you sign up as a coach, you are a leader, and how to work your business, and some of her tips and tricks of, what made her, the successful person that she is, was able to buy a house in cash, had decided that she wanted to move to Florida, and just on a whim picked up and moved to Florida, and is running a really successful business by, just spending a couple hours working on her business. So it's really cool to see that she's, basically achieved everything on her vision board that she made almost, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I definitely want you guys to make a vision board too. She's posted that a couple times and Touch the Tone, and it's really cool to see all those things pan out once you put it out there. So, I will let Kelly get started, and anybody that has any questions, she'll be happy to answer you at the end. We just have to wrap up before 8:30 when we have our size sneak peek. So.
All right. Well, hopefully I don't talk your guys' ear off till 8:30, but I'm sure I easily could. But thank you so much, April, and everybody on Team Run Pink, Run Happy for having me. If you guys aren't aware of how freaking awesome April is, you got to wise up to that, because April is so freaking great. Like, she is. Like, it's amazing how much growth I've seen her go through, how eager she is to go through growth, how eager she is to just rise above and do what a lot of people are terrified to do, because she knows it's not only going to help her, but it's going to help her entire team. In the long run, by her stepping up and making scary decisions that most people would just run away from. So you guys have an incredible mentor in her. So by all means, when she speaks, listen. I know a lot of times what we do is we'll hear somebody who's close to us tell us something and it doesn't really register, and then we'll hear somebody like me talk or somebody like from another team talk and say the same exact thing as that person close to you, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, I get it. But like, take what April says and run with it, because she honestly is providing you a blueprint to incredible success. And the amount of success that she's had in her time as a coach it's right on my heels. Like, it's sickening in a good way how close she is to getting beyond my level. And I've been doing this longer than her. So if anything, this should also paint a picture for you guys of what is possible. I was a discount coach for a while. Didn't do anything with this, and damn, I kick myself in the butt every time that I think about how I just wasted that time. So if you're on this call right now, I figure that you probably take this a little bit more serious than just being a discount coach. So with that being said, sure, you're on this call, but does that mean you're consistent in your business? First and foremost, consistency within your business is going to surpass anything that you could possibly do. I mean, of course, you need like a good skill set to be involved with this business, and you don't just develop great skills in leadership and talking to people and diffusing situations and all kinds of other leadership things. That doesn't just come naturally, but that comes through being consistent with your personal development and always growing. So consistency by far is the one thing that's going to take you really far in this. But with that being said, something I've come to realize, especially as of lately, is all right, you can have all of the skills in the world. You can be totally consistent with this. You're doing your 3 vital behaviors every day, and then something is just missing. You're missing connecting the dots. And what I've found is the biggest missing piece in connecting the dots is your belief level, not only in yourself, but in your capabilities as a leader within your business. Flat out. If you have limiting beliefs, and April was just briefly touching on this, if you have any sort of limiting beliefs about what this can do for you in your life, and if you have limiting beliefs just internally of yourself in general, then that is the piece of the puzzle that is keeping you from having ultimate success. That's it. If you are missing that piece, if you're missing that belief within yourself, it doesn't matter how much you know, how many people are in your network, because you're always going to reach a certain spot within your business where you're going to plateau and you're going to just even out and you're not going to go anywhere. And that's because of that limiting belief in yourself. Whether it be you believe you won't have success, whether you believe like, man, like Beachbody's so saturated with people, or, like all of my friends are already with coaches, or, you even fathom whether or not you can be successful, whether you can be as successful as April or me or whatever. And the truth is oh, okay. Sorry, April. I thought you wanted me to share my screen. Anyway, no, it's all right. So if you are missing the belief in yourself, if you're missing the belief in what this business can do, you're missing the mark. I know for a lot of people, sharing the business is the scariest thing in the world. Talking to people about this just terrifies the living crap out of you. But you have to share this with as many people as you possibly can. And if you're not sharing this with people, you are actually missing out on saving somebody's life. If you don't know much about my story, before I started Beachbody, I was somebody who wouldn't even be able to talk to you right now like I am. I was depressed. I had suicidal thoughts. I had limiting beliefs like you would never imagine. And I just really had no direction in my life, felt no purpose, nothing whatsoever. And, cool. So, it's Beachbody. A little tricky there. So Beachbody has totally saved my life. Had I not found Beachbody, I don't know if I'd be alive today, because of all of the limiting beliefs, all of the shit I used to go through on a day-to-day basis. I was my own worst enemy until I found this crazy opportunity to better myself and become my best version of myself so that I could better people around me. And that's essentially what this is. This is you bettering yourself and inspiring the people around you. So I want you to right now take a look at your beliefs about this business. Are you somebody who's kind of like, I don't know, like, I'm not sure if I can do this. I don't know if I could talk to my friends. My friends aren't going to be interested. Let me see a show of hands. Who has a hard time talking about the business? Anybody? Yeah? Yeah. And with that, what it basically boils down to is you need to have a clear vision of what this is going to do for you. Because I think it's a Bible verse that states, those without vision perish. So if you don't have a vision for what this business is going to do for you, then you definitely are going to perish. So it is so important to understand and have a clear vision about what your why is. What do you want to accomplish with this? What is Beachbody going to facilitate in your life? For me, I wanted the life of freedom where I could get up and move and do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, without being tied down. And I wanted to be my own boss because I was always that person who was working for other people. And I was pulling the weight of like 4 people in the job force, and I would still get paid for doing the work of one person. Like, how fair is that? So I got into this business. I started really working this business because I wanted absolute freedom over my life. I wanted to be a free individual. And that's exactly what I did. Monday evening, on a whim, a friend invited me to go skydiving. And so I said, all right, I'll do it. And then Tuesday morning, 9 a.m., when most people are sitting down to work and they're just starting the daily grind, I freaking jumped out of a plane. Like, I have crazy freedom because of this. In November, my lease here at my place is up. And I'm looking at the idea of going to Australia for like 3 months. And I can work my business from there. And I have that kind of freedom to do just that. So what is it that you want out of this? What will Beachbody facilitate for your life? Is it going to be more freedom? Is it going to be the chance to maybe do a mission trip? Is it going to be the chance to pay your parents for all of the crazy stuff that they did for you in your entire life? Paying it forward to them, buying a vacation for them, buying a house for them. Do you guys even know how many coaches buy ridiculous things for their parents? I'm talking about sports cars. A girl named Shiva Latifi, she just bought her mom a freaking house maybe 2 weeks ago. Like, how cool would that be to pay it forward to the people who are always paying it forward to you? This is an opportunity to pay it forward in a way like you could never imagine. Not only are you helping people have better health, but you're also helping people to have the kind of life that people truly deserve. Oh, I am sweating up a storm. Holy shit. Oh my God. Sorry, I just noticed that. Oh my goodness. I'm going to towel off here. Oh, wow. Only on our team calls. Shoot. Okay. Jesus.
You totally reminded me of like Bobby's World. Like, oh, Bob.
Oh, no, don't you know? Oh, that's awful, man. Anyway, yeah. So this business is something that should not be taken lightly. You got into something that can absolutely 100% change your life if you are consistent and you have the belief that you can do it. So honestly, tonight, take a look at what it is that you want this to do for you. What is it that you are sick and tired of being sick and tired of? Are you sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Are you sick and tired of feeling like nothing but a number? Or only having 10 vacation days a year? Like, that's bogus. All right. I mean, I interviewed a girl yesterday who works all the time, making $10 an hour, and she has to jump through frickin' hoops to get a dollar raise. Like, our time is so much more valuable than $11, than $20. I mean, every day that you go to work, you are sacrificing time out of your precious day that you could be spending with your family, that you could be traveling the world, experiencing life as life was meant to be experienced. And you're trading that time for $10 an hour. Beachbody is something where you earn what you put in. You earn exactly what you deserve. And that's probably the coolest thing ever. So envision what it is that you want out of this. Write it down. Have the belief that this can do it for you. Because April's sitting here, she's not doing anything special. I mean, she is, but then she's not. She's just being consistent with the tedious, small little things that we do as a coach. She's being consistent, and 2.5-ish years later, look what she can say for herself. She's accomplishing things that were on her vision board. She's experiencing her why. She's seeing her why come into fruition. And it's because of her consistency and because of you guys as her team. So, it's kind of lonely at the top, though. It's fun to go up on stage and to get cheered for. I know that experience. But I know that April would love nothing more than to have you guys on stage with her at Summit next year. Because for me, I used to go off just like, oh, I'm going to sell challenge packs and I'm going to get people on board with challenge packs. Now my whole mentality has switched. Now that I've had success with this, I want to just focus really on getting people on board as coaches. Because for me, coaching kills two birds with one stone. You're not only going to help somebody change their life physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all the things and areas that my life has been changed, but you're going to help somebody change their life financially. And through that financial reward comes that kind of freedom. And so nothing on this world is cooler than seeing somebody else have success and seeing somebody else get rewarded for things that they deserve to get rewarded for. So I know April would absolutely love to see you guys be on stage with her next year. So who here is going to Summit? Show of hands. Anyone? Okay. Let me keep those hands up. I'm going to flip through. Oh, here we go. Okay, sweet. I can see those beautiful faces. Cool. Okay, so you guys are going to Summit. Of you guys raising your hands, who's going to be on stage next year? Keep those hands up. Keep them up. Keep them up. Don't put those hands down. I'm taking a screenshot. All right, so remember this moment. This is going to be a defining moment for your future, okay? I took a screenshot. I'll be posting that to the Run Pink, Run Happy group, and this is going to hold yourselves accountable to being on stage next year. You said you were going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen, and this is exactly how it's going to be done. So let's see. Let me take a look at my notes. So, of course, growing your business, you need to go to events. So it's awesome to see from the show of hands how many people are planning on going to Summit. But it's just not Summit either. It is going to Super Saturdays, making Super Saturdays non-negotiable, and getting as many people, whether it's from your team or prospects or whatever, to these events. Because it's at these events that everything just comes full circle. You understand the trajectory of how big this can possibly get. You know, you are surrounded by freaking amazing people, positive people, people who are going somewhere, and they want to bring you along with them. And so with that being said, there's nothing cooler than experiencing that live feel-good experience at all. It's so awesome. So growing your business means getting yourself to events. Additionally, growing your business means holding yourself accountable to doing the 3 vital behaviors every single freaking day. Every day. And I'm talking about inviting and not being afraid to invite, because you believe without a shadow of a doubt, every time you're every time you're inviting somebody, you are offering somebody the chance to save their life. That's what we're doing. Because you don't know the people that you're talking to, whether they themselves on a daily basis are fighting inner demons that they need help with. And you could be that person to inspire somebody and motivate them to change their life for the better. Like, how cool would that ever possibly be to know that, you know, you have somebody who has a crazy success story that meant that, you know, like because you opened your mouth, their life was saved. That is a really incredible feeling. And you can facilitate that in somebody's life. So you need to invite and do it unabashedly. And of course, we know how to invite. You're not just going to freaking spam somebody and be like, hey, come join my team. Like, no, you know it's not done like that. Inviting, which is done exactly how April teaches you, is the most non-threatening way to possibly do it. So invite daily. And I also encourage you to look at the people around you. That's friends, family, acquaintances, anybody on your Facebook page. Take a deep look at all of those faces, all of those names, and ask yourself this. If those people signed up with another coach, because another coach had the balls to ask that person to sign up, would you be absolutely butthurt over it? If you would be butthurt over it, you know what you need to do. You need to get to work. You need to start talking, start inviting. So if there are people that you absolutely, if you found out they were working with somebody else and it would just be like a dagger to your heart, reach out to those people. Because if they say no, that's cool. Because at least you put it out there on the table. They might not have picked it up, but, oh, I'm sorry, someone's mom's on this call. I'm saying butthurt and a lot of other things. Hopefully you have a cool mom. Oh, I'm kidding. Oh, wow. Anyway, yeah, so please invite people. And invite people out of the purity and kindness of your heart, because you know that this can be something that could save and change somebody's life. Simple enough. So invite unabashedly. Secondly, yeah, butthurt just means your feelings are hurt. Secondly, you need to be consistent. You need to be consistent with posting on social media. And it's so easy to let like a day pass or 2 days pass. But really though, what you're doing when you're not consistent is you're showing people like, hey, if I'm not going to show up for myself, I'm not going to show up for you. That's what it boils down to. So be consistent every day, because when you are, those people that are watching you, and trust me, there are people who are watching you. You may feel like you are talking to an audience of 3 people and they're all coaches on our team. You might feel like that. But the truth is that there's a lot of people who are watching you and they're taking notes. They're kind of stalking you. They're kind of like, they got their hater glasses on, or maybe they're just analyzing you, and they're taking notice of whether or not you're going to pull through for yourself and whether or not you fully intend to make this exactly what it can be. A lot of people, and it's so stupid that this thought even still exists, but a lot of people are still under the impression that, oh, this is a pyramid scheme, and so they're waiting to see you choke. Truth be told, people are waiting to see you choke. But those same people, though, are the same people who need help. And those are the same people who are also going to hit a point in their life where they're going to be like, dude, I am at rock bottom, and if I don't do something about this, I could die. And it's up to you to show up every single day, to be here a year from now, to be here 2 years from now, for whenever those people that you're planting seeds with are finally ready to get going. And I'll tell you what, I've been doing this 5 years, 3.5 years I've been doing it consistently. I've had so many people that I've reached out to 3 years ago who are crawling out of the woodwork asking for my help 3 years later. Where would those people be had I just thrown in the towel with this? Had I 6 months to a year into this been like, well, crap, I'm only making $200 a week, or, oh, holy crap, I'm only making $100, or holy crap, I only made $10 this week, I might as well quit. Those people would not have the help. Or if they did have help, they would be getting it and seeking it from somewhere else. So be here always and be consistent. Show people that you're showing up for yourself, because then they'll understand and trust that you'll show up for them as well. And then, of course, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but personal development. Personal development is key. If you are not brainwashing yourself with personal development, you're doing something wrong. Personal development is so easy these days. I mean, there's podcasts, there's YouTube videos, there's all kinds of stuff for you to tap into. You do not just need to sit down and read a book. Now, okay, reading a book is awesome, but dude, I don't have time for that. And I work a 20-hour work week now. Thank you. But like what I do in terms of personal development is when I'm in the shower, I'll turn on a YouTube video from Brendan Burchard, Shalene Johnson. There's just so many people out there to tap into. If I am cooking, I'm listening to personal development. When I'm working out, my workout video, although with size you can't really do this, but my workout video, I'm going to turn the volume down on that and jack up the personal development. I know that anybody who's gotten somewhere with this business got there because of their belief in themselves. And those people, I can guarantee, probably did not have the belief in themselves before this, because a lot of people are walking around with so many negative thoughts running through their head day in and day out, so many limiting beliefs about how they can't do things. So many people peed on their dreams a long time ago, told them that they couldn't do whatever it was that they wanted to do, and now they're walking around with this kind of belief that they're just stuck. They're stuck in their life. And I can guarantee that a few of you probably feel stuck as well. I mean, anybody want to own up to that? Anybody want to, yeah. Then you ladies, do your personal development, because you've been brainwashed through social media, through the media, through friends, through family, about all this stuff that you can't do. And you took those words and you ran with it. And those words became a repeating tape in your head. Trust me on this, I know, because I've been there. Being somebody who was bulimic, I had a lot of limiting beliefs in my head, and it took me a lot of personal development to rewrite all of those limiting beliefs. So if you want to get somewhere, you need to just surround yourself with personal development and just work on getting better all of the time. That's the best thing you could do for yourself, truthfully. So the other thing with being a leader in this business is taking full responsibility for yourself. Now, April is a fantastic leader. I don't need to tell you that, but I'm just going to reiterate it. She's fantastic. But April can only do so much. April can only build up your confidence. April can only point you in the right direction. She can only schedule so many calls with you. She can only do so much because, let's be honest, a lot of us are getting into this so that we can have freedom. With that being said, somebody who is a leader like April cannot be a slave to this business either. So as your own leaders, you are a leader once you step into this business. You have adopted the role of a leader, and now you need to walk into that role. You need to do what is necessary for you to be a leader. That being said, though, you cannot go to April for every single thing. There's a point in time where you got to remove yourself from the team, and you got to get to work, and you got to figure out how to get to where you want to be without continuously going to April for help. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to her for help, because, really, she should not be the last person to know if you do need help. You definitely got to let her know you need help. But there are so many resources for you available. Let's take a look. We got Google. Beachbody, what they provide in terms of resources, in terms of training, in terms of, challenge package information. That stuff isn't kept under lock and key, guys. It's not in some secret vault in Narnia somewhere where you got to pass a bridge and encounter a troll to frickin' find it. Dude, this information is easily found on Google. And there are so many Beachbody coaches as well who put every single tip on YouTube. If you want to be doing personal development and you want to step into the role of a leader, sit down, or, while you're preparing food or whatever, listen to Scotty Hobbs' YouTube channel. Anita Myron, I just really started diving into her YouTube channel, and her YouTube channel is sick. She has so many videos, and if you go further into the archive of her channel, you can see her transformation before your very own eyes. Like, you know, she's clearly heavier back in the day, and you can just see her just morph into this incredible leader. Here, I'll type her name. So Anita, her channel is just incredible. She honestly is giving you everything you need to know to build your business. She is putting out everything. Like, it's kind of crazy that she provides this much information on her YouTube channel, but she does. The thing is, though, we coaches, like in the higher leadership roles or whatever, who are putting our stuff out on YouTube, we put our stuff out there because A, we genuinely want to help people, but then B, we also know that, you know, it takes a special kind of person to sit down and go through people's YouTube channels and just brainwash yourself with all of the information. Not a lot of people are going to do that. So putting your information out there freely, I mean, it's great and it's cool because you're paying it forward and you're helping other people. But at the same time, you also know that sadly enough, most people aren't going to take the initiative to actually listen to the resources, and not just listen, but actually put those resources into action. So look up all of the crazy resources out there of coaches who are just sharing everything, because there's so many of them out there. So as a leader, your success rides on your own shoulders. April can only do so much for you. I can only share and pass on so much for you as well. So if you want ultimate success, you need to accept the role of being a leader. Now, I want to share something with you as well. This is gold ships. Gold, silver, and empty. Not sure if you guys have ever heard of this before, but I would definitely take notes. So there are 3 ships out at sea, for instance. You got an empty ship. This ship out there, it's just coasting along, nothing's on it. There's no resources, no gold, no silver, no hot men. I mean, this ship is empty. There's nothing on it. And you're standing on a dock. Are you going to want to wave in that empty ship and be like, hey, come here, come, I want to see what's on that ship? No, you're not. You're not going to want anything to do with that ship. Then you got a ship out to sea that is a ship containing silver. It's got silver on it, and you're like, oh crap, I know how much silver costs, which I don't really know, but it's expensive, I guess. So you got a ship out there with silver, okay? Now you're going to be more inclined to spend time waving that ship in, like, hey, over here, come here to me, come here, let me help you, get over here, right? You're going to spend some time getting a silver ship to come and dock with you, because you understand the reward that waving down that ship has. Now your third ship is a gold ship. Your third ship is a ship just filled with gold doubloons. I mean, Hook, he would love this ship. And so you see the ship out there. Now, what are you going to do? You're probably going to freaking flail around. You're going to like throw off some kind of sign, fireworks. You're going to do anything in your power to bring that gold ship into you, because you understand that the reward is there. You understand that by investing your time and waving down that gold ship, it's going to pay off for you. So you're going to be much more inclined to wave in a gold ship than you are a silver, and much more than you are an empty ship, right? So with that being said, this analogy relates to coaches. Now, think about it right here. An empty ship is like a discount coach, or a coach who's gone inactive. You know, like, sad reality, and I'm just going to hit you guys with some hard truth, but if you are a discount coach or somebody who constantly is going inactive or active, inactive, what reason does somebody have to really work with waving you in? Because truth be told, they understand that their precious time is limited. And they need to work with people who are ready to run with this. So a leader is not going to wave in an empty ship. Now, for you, you need to understand that you are going to have empty ships, you're going to have silver ships, and you're going to have gold ships on your team as your team starts to grow and you start recruiting more. And you need to be A-okay with letting go of empty ships. Now, I definitely encourage you to not just completely be like, peace out, and just like let them go on their own. Because discount coaches and inactive coaches do hold some kind of spot within your team. Because, I was a discount coach for 1.5 years, and look what happened to me. I finally got my head out of my ass and I started working my business. So don't discount the discount coaches, but check in with them like once a month. How are you doing? Are you still doing your Shakeology? How's your family? Don't just like straight up business them. Find out genuinely how their life is going, but don't feel like you need to pull around people who don't want to pull some of their own weight. How many of you guys have people on your team who would be considered an empty ship, who you feel like, oh my God, I have to pull this person around? And it's up to you right now to draw a line in the sand and say no more, because your energy is much better spent on helping people who are ready to run with this. It's like, let me think here. I don't know. I was trying to come up with another analogy, but I'm hitting you guys up with way too many of those. But seriously though, like, don't try to drag along dead weight, because it's not going to get you anywhere. And that goes for anything, like relationships, friendships. Like, cut your ties. Cut your ties in a respectable way, but understand that your life is so important that you do not need to spend time on people who don't understand the value of your time. Understand that right here, right now. Because for every hour that you're investing into trying to revive a dead fish, you could be freaking helping somebody who's going to take that hour of your time that you invested into them, and they're just going to help spread the word. They're going to pay it forward. They're going to do anything at all possible to make somebody else's life a better one. So invest your time on your silver ships and on your gold ships for sure. Now, who here wants gold ships on your team? People who are running with the business, people who are like balls to the walls, they're going at it, okay? So with these same people who I see your hands up, who say you want gold ships, how many of you would say you yourself are a gold ship? I see a couple drops of hands. So if you want to be somebody who has gold ships on your team, you need to step into the role of being a gold ship. Because you yourself, if you want gold ships, you're not going to attract them being a silver ship who's kind of like half in, half out, or not completely gung-ho with this. So if you want people who are going to run with this, the time that you invest in your business, you need to run with it. You need to have a clear idea of the tasks that you need to do. You need to work off your backs. You need to know what to do with the time that you have available and just go to town. And you need that vision. You need to know what it is that you're doing and why it is that you're doing it, what it's going to do for you. A lot of times before I got to the level of success I had, my vision, when I would talk about the coaching opportunity on like Facebook or Instagram, I would say, I know that this business can help me have freedom. I know that because of this, I will be able to travel the world and I'll be able to live a life where I don't have to report to people. I report to myself. I painted that vision, and you know what I have now? I have that. You got to speak vision into your life, into what it is that you want to happen with this. Because if you don't, this is going to perish really quickly. So understand what this can do for you. Another thing as a leader, if you have clients, what you need to do is when they reach milestones, you need to celebrate those milestones. You need to edify them when necessary, and you need to reward those clients. Because what gets rewarded gets duplicated. If you want somebody to continue on their fitness path or on their health path and they lost 5 pounds, you need to ask first if it's okay, but you need to celebrate it in some way, shape, or form. Either by posting in the challenge group like, hey, you know, my girl Stephanie, she just lost 5 pounds in her first week. I'm so proud of her. Or you need to make those posts on I wouldn't do it on Instagram, but on Facebook. Make those kinds of posts because it works. The reward system works. When you reward somebody, I mean, hell, when you get rewarded, how awesome does it feel for somebody to acknowledge you? Like, does anybody here hate being rewarded? No. Okay, yeah, stupid question. We all want to be recognized. We all want to be rewarded. So if you want that client to turn out to be a coach, you need to recognize them at every milestone that they hit, no matter how small it is. Hell, it could just be they bought a challenge package, and it was like pulling teeth to finally get that person to understand that they deserved an opportunity to take care of themselves. So acknowledge that. I mean, there's a reason why at Weight Watcher meetings, they freaking give out little ribbons when you lose 10 pounds. People go home from those Weight Watcher events and they're proud of them. My ex's mom used to go to Weight Watcher events and take all those stupid ribbons and post them all over her fridge. Like, there's a reason that we do this stuff. So if you want people to sign up to be a coach, you need to show them that you value them every single step of the way. And then once you get coaches on your team, it's important that you reward them. And I'll be honest, I don't do this enough. I don't do it enough, and it's shitty now that I reflect on it and I realize I don't do this enough. But as a coach, when you have people who are doing things, they're selling challenge packages, they hit Success Club 5 for the first time, maybe they hit Success Club 10, maybe 15, whatever it might be. When people are hitting milestones, you need to recognize it. When you have somebody within your business who gets their first team cycle bonus of $14, you need to recognize that. That's huge. Team cycle bonus is where your bread and butter is, people. That's where, you know, it stops feeling like a hustle, and it starts to become really, really rewarding. So if you want people to have success, and if you want residual income, and if you want income rolling in while you're sleeping, you need to highlight when people hit team cycle bonuses. You need to celebrate that. And you need to edify people at every step of the way. When you are talking to people about the coaching opportunity, you've got to edify your team. Your team is huge. It's something I recently started doing. Now that when I interview people for the coaching opportunity, I do it through Zoom. I do it just like this, and I'm talking to somebody, you know, who's interested in coaching right like this. And when I talk about the opportunity to join our team, I do a screen share. And I take them back into our group page for our team, and I edify the hell out of our team. I let them know, like, look, we have a team of over 1,000 people, but there's 500 people within our close group right here. And so you don't just get me when you sign up. You get a community of over 500 people who want to see you succeed just as much as they want to succeed themselves. You're not only getting into this and being a part of a team, you're getting a family. You're getting a community. You're getting a connection to people that you could have never dreamed possible. Because I know before Beachbody, my network of women that I was hanging out with was pretty lackluster. I mean, these women are still getting wasted every night like they're still in college. Like, and to be a part of a community of positive women, of people who are helping one another, of people who are just raising the bar and who are doing crazy things with their lives, and they're bringing people with them on the journey, you need to share how cool that is. So edifying, talking up how amazing our team is, how amazing April is. When you have people who are, like, I don't know, I don't have money, you gotta, oh my God, if you are not telling them about April's story, man, you're missing out. April's story has helped me to get so many people involved, because what happens is when people tell me they can't do this, oh, I don't have the money. What I do is especially if I'm doing like a Zoom chat with them, I'll do a share screen and I'll take them to April's Facebook page. You probably don't know this, April. I take them to your Facebook page, and as I'm scrolling through her wall and her photos, I'm telling her story. I am not only being the author to April's story, or the narrator, I guess, but I'm also illustrating what this has done for her. I am showing people the life that April gets to live now. And that right there has been so strong. Because now April goes from being possibly a fictional character, somebody who might not be real, could be a catfish. She goes from being somebody who might be this fairy tale person to being real flesh and blood. They see who April is, and I'm edifying her. I'm telling them about her story, telling them about her journey. And through doing that, I'm able to get people involved. So at every step of this journey, you want to edify as much as possible. Talk up all of the people within your team, talk up April, talk up me, and please don't forget to, we tend to want to, reward our own team, all of the people that we've enrolled, but don't forget about rewarding April. Don't forget about sending her a thank you card every now and again, like, thank you for what you do for us, April. Don't forget to maybe send her a freaking gift basket out of nowhere, or, maybe a gift card to Chipotle. Dude, how freaking special that makes her feel. What she does for you, she doesn't have to do, but she does it. And what you do for your team, you don't have to do. You could bail out. You could just be like, peace, figure this out for yourself. I'm going to just sit around and look pretty. No. You have to invest time within your team. So the people who are leading your way, people who are showing you all of the steps to having success, don't forget about them on this journey. Remember them. Because if it wasn't for their invite, you wouldn't be here. So don't forget them on this path. Let's see. Shit, I've covered a lot of stuff. And I've probably rambled a lot too. I don't know. April, is there any other things that you might want me to cover?
Oh, that was so good. I needed to hear a lot of that too. So thank you.
Wipe my
You need to turn your AC on, or you just?
No, it's on. It's a combination of it being really hot as hell here and me just sweating balls whenever I get on a Zoom presentation. I
don't know. I don't want to take up too much time. I'd rather leave it open for them to ask you questions. I think that was just amazing. And I love the part about the cycle bonus. I was thinking that today, that I needed to do that. I mean, I don't really know how to find out that it was their first cycle bonus other than just paying attention each week, which I need to do that more. But yeah, so that's definitely was one of my biggest takeaways, is really focusing on, it doesn't matter if it's $14 and you guys are thinking, oh, well, look at somebody else's cycle bonus. And then I remember the first time when I had $14, I was like, heck yeah, I didn't even have to sell anything for that $14. This is awesome. So yeah, I just thank you so much. It was great. Awesome. So I want to open it up to you guys, because it doesn't matter if it's something Kelly touched on. It can be anything at all. She's awesome at Instagram. You can ask her anything. So I would go ahead and unmute yourself and ask away. And I wouldn't just sit around with your, oh, I don't know, because use her, and she's taking her time out to be here for you. So go ahead if you have questions. Even if it's not a question per se, is there something that you're struggling with, either as a new coach or anything at all, that you just want some feedback on?
I have a question.
Sure, Shauna.
Me? So I guess for me, being a new coach, I know I've only been doing this for a couple months. I have a hard time trying to figure out when I should ask April or find it on Team Beachbody, or there's all these different groups and different ways of learning information, and I think I get overwhelmed, and I feel like I ask dumb questions that I should know the answer to, and I think that's where I get myself discouraged. Mm-hmm. And so I was just curious as to how you guys kind of filtered your way through that when you guys were up and coming, I guess.
Is there anything in particular, like for instance, like, are we talking about like maybe like challenge packages and knowing the price on those, or like more in-depth stuff when it comes to info?
I think it's more of like, I think it's just everything, to be completely honest. I mean, definitely, like April was talking earlier about left legs versus right legs, and she was looking at screens that I have never even seen on my dashboard before. So I'm like, oh my gosh, here's another thing that I don't know anything about. And I feel like I need like some kind of step-by-step training, which I don't know if that's necessary or if I'm just missing something.
Yeah, well, you bring up really great points, Shauna. So first things first is you're never going to know the entire ins and outs on this business. Like, I am still learning new stuff all of the time. And I don't understand all when it comes to like team cycle bonus and legs. And so what I encourage you to do first and foremost is to Google or YouTube search. So for me, when I run a YouTube search on a topic, a Beachbody topic, I normally can understand it a lot better than if I'm reading dry words on a page. Like if I was trying to read what Team Cycle bonus was on a page, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like enough of this. So I would turn to YouTube and try to find the answer. I would run a Google search, and if you feel at that time you're like, man, I'm still kind of up in the air, or maybe you found some of the answers but you're still a little iffy, I mean, by all means, post in your group or ask April. Are you guys also, anybody on this call, a show of hands, are you guys familiar with, if you're on your computer and you go to the Run Pink, Run Happy group, that there's a search option where you can search within the group? Or show of hands who doesn't know about it. Doesn't. Okay. Oh, cool. All right. So you can always run a search on your guys' group page and see if you find the information. But if you've gone through a couple of resources and you're just not happy with what you've learned, then that would probably be the time that I would post within the group or ask April.
Okay.
But I think I would definitely, and maybe April, I'm pretty sure she would agree, but maybe she won't, that if you have questions when it comes to like actually talking to people, like, is this okay? Should I say this to this person? By all means, if you have a question in your mind as to how you should respond back to somebody,